You know, that whole enemy of my enemy is my friend thing is kind of complete bullshit when the friend of your enemy is still your enemy, or something like that. Hey everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about The Flash, episode 22, Rogue Air. What can I say about this episode? This is the episode that is literally leading into the finale next week. What did I think of it? Let's get started. Flash, Cisco, and Caitlin find out that, the Reverse Flash is still in Star Labs. Eobard hasn't left. He's been hiding within Star Labs all this time. And where has he been hiding? In the prison where they keep all the metahumans. So when they find a disturbance that's going on in there, when Cisco picks up a signal, they go there and what happens? One of the prisoners escape, the one that can teleport. I forgot her name right now. And, they hear yelling coming from within the prison. And what do they find out? They find out that Eddie's been down there tied up this entire time for 2 weeks. So once they help Eddie escape, Iris notices, this ring on the floor. And she goes, wonder what's going on here. And she goes and confronts Eddie and, confesses her love to him. But he knows that's kind of bullshit because last week, Eobard Thawne, or Harrison Wells, whatever you want to call him right now, showed him the future, the newspaper, that said that Iris will eventually marry Barry. So basically, Eddie thinks it's time to break up. And, I didn't know how this was going to be handled, but I thought it was handled pretty damn well. This could have been it was a drama fest, I'm not gonna lie. There was a lot of tears coming down Iris's eyes, and Eddie was kind of teary, and you gotta feel sorry for Eddie in this case because the guy, it was a punch in the gut when he found out last week, and it made me wonder if Eddie would have turned to the dark side after that. That would have been the typical way to go. But I'm really happy the way the writers handled it. Eddie is handling this like a sport, and it kind of goes back to my theory last week. Maybe the reason why Eddie becomes this forgotten Thawne is because he's honorable. He's different from the Thawnes that are eventually going to follow him in his bloodline. So I actually liked what happened with Eddie. And it actually makes me like the character even more, and it kind of makes me feel bad for the guy. That, man, he's doing the most honorable thing a real villain wouldn't do. So he's not a villain. Eddie is a good guy. And it kind of makes me feel bad for, thinking, oh, he's going to turn evil one day. He's going to be the real Reverse Flash. If you go back and watch all my the very first Flash reviews, wherever I talk about Eddie, that's kind of what my theory was on him, that he was going to be the Reverse Flash in some capacity. But no, Eddie's actually a really good guy. Now I feel bad for, back-talking him this entire time. So that was really good. Also, in the episode, we have the Flash teaming up with Captain Cold because basically Flash, Cisco, and Caitlin and Joe find out that whatever Wells is putting in Star Labs might destroy the metahumans, so they have to move the metahumans out. But how are they going to help without, because the cops, Joe goes to one of his police, cohorts and tries to ask for some help to block off the streets so they can get the metahumans to the airport, but his friend disagrees, says no, I'm sorry, I can't help you, this is illegal, and if I become DA one day I can arrest you. And well, the Flash, or Barry, and Cisco and the team, they all come up with this plan. We could put them in this truck, but we still need some help getting these guys over there. And who does Barry decide to call? Captain Cold. And Captain Cold brings his sister along. And it did make me wonder, where's Heatwave, man? Heatwave has been with Captain Cold since, this Captain Cold's second appearance. And this is the first time we don't see Heatwave around. It made me laugh a little bit inside because I thought to myself, Heatwave is supposed to be in the spin-off series that they're building, Legends of Tomorrow. That's what it's going to be called. Heatwave is supposed to be one of the regulars with Captain Cold in the new spinoff. So it made me wonder, how come Heatwave wasn't in this episode with Captain Cold? I guess Captain Cold just calls whoever he wants, but Heatwave will be his main bro, I'm sure. And but I liked it. I liked the whole Captain Cold working with Team Flash today. I thought that was a lot of fun seeing these guys interact. I really liked Cisco and I forgot her name, Cold's sister, Snart's sister. I really liked that interaction there where she was like kind of flirting with him, playing around with him a little bit, made me laugh. And Barry, you know, kind of going over to the dark, you know, asking the dark side for help. That was pretty fun to me to watch. I really liked all the interaction there. That was really great. And then obviously Snart betrays them later, and they have this whole supervillain showdown, and the Flash and Joe, you know, they all take care of these villains one by one, but they all escape, unfortunately, except for one of them, the one played by Doug Jones, the one that can shoot lasers out of his eyes, the one that was actually on Arrow not too long ago. He's the one that I guess is killed by Cold. So unfortunately we won't be seeing him again. But the other ones all seem to have gotten away. So we will be seeing them again most likely next season or one day, who knows. So I'm looking forward to that. Of course, there was this whole, 5 minutes left into the episode. And I'm wondering, because they kind of showed in the previews that Arrow and Firestorm were both going to be in this episode. And I'm like thinking, how are they going to wrap all of this up in like less than 10 minutes? So I was curious to see how they were going to do that. And they did it pretty well. I felt it was a little bit rushed at the end with Arrow and Firestorm coming in, the two Amels. And it was cool seeing all three of them together taking down the Reverse Flash. The fight was pretty cool. It just felt a little bit rushed. Like, I remember as soon as Arrow and Firestorm came in, it went to commercial. And then as soon as it came back, it was like, I must have missed something because they were already fighting as if, there was not supposed to be a commercial. As if the commercial, like, cut some of the fight. I don't know what happened there, but yeah. So other than that, guys, I am going to say I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was fun all the way through. I enjoyed the interactions with all the characters. This episode was really packed. I will say that much. It was really packed. And for what it's worth, I am giving this an 8 out of 10. It wasn't perfect. I was expecting a little bit more from it, especially the fight at the end. If it wasn't for the fight at the end feeling a little bit rushed, I probably would have given it a 9. But other than that, it was still fun. All of it, I still enjoyed it. 8 out of 10, not bad. As far as I'm concerned, it's a really good score. So, yeah, guys, next week, the season finale of The Flash. This has been a great season so far. I can't wait to see how it ends. I will give my overall thoughts on the entire season as a whole at the end of my season finale review. So until next week, guys, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. Please join me next time. Subscribe to my channel because I will most likely be doing reviews for season 2 as well. That's how much I enjoyed doing The Flash season 1. And yeah, join me tomorrow also when I do Arrow's season finale. So especially with how they gave us a little Easter egg that Arrow told the Flash that he might need his help. We know that in Arrow's season finale, if you've seen the previews anyways, well, just watch Arrow's season finale tomorrow. So until tomorrow or next week, take care.